Hello Fantasy Faithfuls and welcome to Christian McCaffrey's 2020 Fantasy Snapshot.
McCaffrey finds some running room. 10, 5, touchdown!
In 2020, the Carolina Panthers and Christian McCaffrey will be facing a group of teams that last year gave up 370.5 fantasy points to running backs in PPR, third least in the NFL with 4.04 yards per carry and only 9 touchdowns on average. Breaking down his rushing, we see that even though he is known for his receiving, his rushing patterns are close to perfect. The more evenly you spread the runs, the better you fare in fantasy in general, and McCaffrey only has 2 lanes with 16% of his carries if we don't count the A-gap straight up the middle. And I am 100% with him taking it and just running it straight up the middle. The only guys better than McCaffrey at doing this were Miles Sanders and Chase Edmonds. He is a beast running up the gut, but he still has above league average in half of the other zones as well. Extremely well-rounded. And the opponent that fits his strengths the best is the Minnesota Vikings. They gave up 5.4 yards per carry to opposing running backs in McCaffrey's best lane, the A-gap, so be sure to start him in DFS for that game and pay that extra buck for him that week. I would like to take a second to remind you to hit that like button, leave a comment what you think about this video, and subscribe to the channel. I love every interaction I have with y'all, and every little bit helps me put out even more content. McCaffrey's one-game floor is 13.5 points and ceiling 34.9 based on all the games he's played in the league. This rank as the highest floor and highest ceiling for running backs by far. And the likeliness of him scoring above the ceiling and booming is still good at 3.4%, while his bust risk below the floor is also pretty low at 2.2. Even with such high floors and ceiling ratings, his boom-bust ratings are fairly stable. His touchdown rate last year was 4.4%, not crazy high like Aaron Jones or Mark Ingram, so you can easily replicate this next year. Based on my market share study, I have him predicted for 260 carries and 150 targets, few less carries, but a few more targets. Christian McCaffrey was the best fantasy running back in the league last year, but he wasn't the most usable, as the games he was bad in, he shouldn't have been started. Cook and Zeke had more than McCaffrey's 12, which is still super impressive. The situation breakdown for McCaffrey shows that we can predict his best games with decent precision. He scores way above his average when playing at home, a lot more against bad running back defenses, and lastly, a lot more against teams with a winning record. When all these fall into place, he is a DFS god, as you can see that all is above 60%. McCaffrey saw 54 red zone carries and 14 targets last year, and with those touches, he scored 14 touchdowns, which is fantastic. With 81% of his team's red zone carries and 23% of the targets, he should get just as many opportunities, if not more, with Teddy Bridgewater and Robbie Anderson joining the team. The average risk of McCaffrey not scoring above 10 fantasy points in 2019 was 0%. Sure, he actually had one game below 10, but you never should expect him to score below in general. Based on his current ADP of first overall and all the numbers I laid out in this video, I give him a draft grade of A. In conclusion, I don't expect McCaffrey to repeat what he did last year, but he's still got to be the highest ranked player going into the draft for the chance of him being close to 2019 numbers.
On second down, pass is caught. That is McCaffrey, and in the foot race, McCaffrey to the end zone.
Hello Fantasy Faithful, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check out more of them right here and here. In case you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat.